Are you in the UK, Joe? I guess I never really thought about it. But, that was my assumption. Maybe not. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just a beautiful day. Weather's perfect. A little breeze. I seem to dodge all the storms so far. Ah, near London. Gotcha. Yeah, I've only been there once, and that was a long time ago. I went down to stayed with a friend down in Winchester for 3 or 4 days. He used to work for IBM, so I'm not sure what they had down there, but it's an American that transferred over there. I didn't spend much time in London, just a little bit. And basically spent most of my time, like I said, down in Winchester. No, it was nice down there, and the cathedral was gorgeous. Of course, he took me to Stonehenge, which was a must for me. Of course, a few pubs. Yeah, definitely. Especially as a history buff like myself, it was definitely a must. One of these days I need to go back, get back to the UK, spend more time there. That was on the tail end of my big Russia-Mongolia trip, so I didn't have a lot of time left. Definitely like to see the British Isles a little bit more than what the little bit that I did. Maybe get down into France. I've got some family that's buried there from World War I. And yes, some great history. And then we'll see what happens. Bilbo, of course, is down in Gravy. Bilbo's, of course, down in Slovakia, so we'll see. I know what you mean, Toe, I know. Just a lot of history. How about we'll just say that? Just a lot of history. I do want a metal detect there one of these days as well, so that's to get a permit. And then also, you might have been on the stream the other day when I talked about mudlarking on the Thames, getting a permit for that as well. Did Dan go to Twitch? Is he going to? I know he doesn't live too far, but is he going to TwitchCon? I would assume so. Gravy. Once I get going a little bit, I'll get down the path and get down by the lake. Just want to use the table. Oh, he is awesome. I guess I missed that. Oh, you know what? Maybe I did hear him say that he was on one of the streams that he was going to do the Copacabana stage. That's amazing. I really wish I would have gone through with and just did it. Gone down and good. Bought the tickets anyways. I would just figure out I don't have any family that far down there, but could have figured something out. I got family down in Cyprus I could have stayed with, I guess, and drive back and forth, but it'd be a long drive. So this is Lake Tahoe, which straddles the border of California and Nevada. What you're seeing now, the landmass there would be, in the distance, would be Nevada. You can see just over this bush here, you can see those are those casinos we were looking at earlier. Yeah, last year I was supposed to go and I got COVID. So that really, I mean, I was in Vegas just days from going and I got the COVID and I was like, damn it. So, yeah, so that really sucks. I was really looking forward to it, and especially because JMO was performing and Loyalty came out, Bartender Bill, and some of that. So I would have had a chance to hang out with them. Now from here I was driving down until about 9 hours. Sorry about the wind, if the wind's coming through the microphone. It's just freaking windy. Yeah, we'll get in a minute here. Start walking. This guy hops in. It's late enough. I pretty much would have lost most of the Europeans, which is fine. And thank you very much for being here. I know it's late. Pine cones all over here. Yeah, it's just howling off the lake. There was nothing blocking it, as you can see. Beautiful dogs. A few of the trees are just starting to get a little color to them. It looks like little maples. Not quite sure what this tree is, but a bunch of berries in it. But this park is, it's always kind of a cool place to come. I've come up here a couple times and just had lunch. Big gas fire pit. Yeah, I don't know what they are, but you could make some cool decorating with them, I guess, or something. Of course, I would never eat one, not knowing what it is. So, rose hips make great tea. So what I like about this stairs here, it's got, it's almost like seating area as well. Yeah, it's not too shabby, huh? So on the weekends, it might be actually too late in the season, but up at the start of the park, there's you can rent kayaks and canoes and things like that. You bring them down this way. Hey brother, good to see you, Starfade. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day. I've seemed to miss all the rain, which I'm not complaining about. Some ducks, now our ducks. I you too, good to see you. But there is a lot of, you can see in the distance there, behind the hills there, the thunder clouds, thunderheads. some there. Something could happen with this one. I've been kind of watching it. And the worst thing is I get wet, right? Some local mallards. Yes and no. I mean, right here it's not, because all the wind, the waves obviously coming over the current. It's kind of stirring things up. But Lake Tahoe is actually one of the clearest lakes in North America. I know they've said with how deep you can see, and I don't remember what those numbers are off the top of my head, but it's staggering depth on a clear day when it's like no waves, it's like glass. I want to say at 60, 80 feet, you can see perfect, with just your naked eye. Very wet there. Also a lot of rain. I guess rain's good. Keeps you in late season fires in Bay. Bank work. But you can see the bottom there too. So I don't know how deep it is here. Probably 4 feet, 5. Actually, probably deeper. I think it is. The clear water is always deceiving. I'm glad you stopped by, brother. Between your shifts there. It's turned out to be a great day. I was really concerned this morning about the rain. The storms. That's kind of why I decided to get on the road and just go for a drive and find some spots to stop. Water must not be too cold. She's out in it. Because I'm not prepared for getting in the water toe. It's funny, so one of my streams toe on Earth Day was there's a creek that goes right through my property, and I got put my waders on because I have some waders, and was going just doing some creek cleanup. Trying to hold the phone with the gimbal and everything like that, and I think that VOD is on my YouTube channel for VODs, but I totally slipped and went completely underwater. Phone was underwater. Yeah, but rain beats no rain, buddy. Unless it's too much rain, flooding. I actually have a picture from my daughter. I was here at this beach. Oh, she was walking. Let's say she was 2 years old. I'm gonna guess. So 9 years ago. No, my phone is waterproof, so that wasn't an issue. The gimbal, I had to do that with the gimbal because the gimbal was not waterproof. I shouldn't say waterproof. It's water resistant down to whatever, 15 feet or something like that. But I was only in for. I was in and out pretty darn quick because it was cold. It was freezing. But the gimbal worked. It stopped working almost immediately. Got on the rice, left it in there for several days, and then it did work. But this thing is pretty fairly well sealed. So the only thing I would have had access to was in the charging port, the micro USB port. Just like in the clouds up there. Rice really is. I keep a lot of rice on hand just for things like that. Buy a big bag. Yeah, I've only lost one phone in my life to water, and I wasn't thinking. I was with a friend of mine years ago. Well, I shouldn't say years ago, but not long ago, I guess. And jumped off the front of the boat because we were gonna moor on shore, and forgot I had my phone in my pocket, and this is before they were waterproof or water resistant, and destroyed it. Just can't have water without a seagull. I don't think it's probably not from here. Lake Tahoe is a massive body of water. It's a natural lake. Of course, with the sun being behind the mountains over there, that direction is kind of shadowing the. So you don't get to see the beauty of that. The hills to the west, where the sun is, are a lot prettier. But this little park, like I said, it's a really nice park. Really, really gorgeous. This place is packed. 4th of July, they have like a big boat to go out there, and it's almost like a barge, but it's not a barge, and launch fireworks off of. It's always really cool to see. I have not been there personally, but I've watched the videos for friends who have been, and it's just amazing. Like I said, the big buildings you can see over there. There's those casinos on the Nevada side. Might be a little bit of rain coming down right there. Thanks, Hoke. I appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, it's been a fun day. This is the 3rd stream of the day. First one I did was at Kirkwood Mountain Ski Resort, about 8,000 foot elevation. And then my second plan didn't work out because there was no service over in Genoa, which is the oldest settlement in Nevada, established in 1851. And then I'm gonna come up here and finish it off at the lake. Toe, thank you very much, my friend. 90% is better than 0%. I'm glad you're getting better. But thank you, Toe. I appreciate you hanging out in the streams today. To be honest, I've never actually walked this trail, so I've got no idea how far it goes or where it goes, but it's a little walk. Okay, so this is just saying what some of these peaks are. If I can, this peak over there, it's called Mount Watson. Straight ahead, that's Gold Star Peak, which is dedicated to the memory of the below named members of the armed services from Lake Tahoe who paid the ultimate price in Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and the War on Terrorism. That's got the name of the 3. And then from here, let's see, right there, that little peak there is Martis Peak, M-A-R-T-I-S. I always like those little signs to kind of tell you what's what. Ducks. It's a beautiful day up here though. Like I said, it's low 60s probably right now. It was 65-ish when I was over at the other area, but it's cooled down. I can feel it. It's cooled down. A lot better than the low 50s where I was at Kirkwood earlier and the wind blowing. It was cold. Just not used to it yet this year. And you can smell, everything still smells damp or like a forest after rain, because there was rain up here yesterday. And as you guys saw in the first stream, it didn't snow here, but at Kirkwood it snowed yesterday. Actually, I think it's like 3 times this week it snowed up there. So it's got a good clean smell. If anybody that's been in the woods knows what I'm talking about after a rain. This little, got little benches and stuff along this walkway. Hello, how are you? See the formation of geese flying there. By the trees now. Oh my God, Hoke, I wouldn't even have any idea. I mean, see all the boats out there. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. See all those mooring spots there. Maggie Thatcher of Rivia, thank you very much, appreciate it. Welcome in. Oh, there is. All the, so there's a lot of so lakefront houses here obviously are going to be extremely, extremely pricey. I mean, everything is pricey in California to begin with. Then you throw it on the bank of a lake, especially a lake as popular as this one, and everything is crazy pricey. But there is, each one has its own dock, basically. It's down by the water. Like I said, I don't know how many public ones are out here. There's a big housing, it's probably an HOA type thing that's down that way to my west that has its own little marina, and it's probably got, you know, I said hundreds. I'm gonna say it's probably, I mean, it's definitely in the thousands, because there's a couple hundred just in that marina. I may not keep walking down that way. All it does is kind of turns into a road. You walk on the road. I just don't trust people. Yeah, public ones probably still a couple hundred, because there's a lot of public marinas and boat ramps and things like that that are out here. There is inspection stations when you come into town. You have to have all your vessels inspected to make sure you're not bringing in any invasive species, different mussels or things like that that could be stuck in your boat. So they keep the lake clean. I mean, you can see the clarity of it here. And this is even on the side that's getting, the waves are coming in with the, you know, the wind, which will naturally not be as clear as other places. But when this lake is clear, when this like as smooth as glass, I mean, it's just crazy how clear it is. You don't really see how clear it is when you're in depth, but when you have some stuff like rocks and stuff to give you some things to see, you realize how clear it is. You go, oh, that's only a few feet deep. It's 15 feet deep. Just crystal clear. Yeah, I'm thinking that's rain falling over there where I was. So I'm glad that, although it's not very heavy, it looks like. Another big thunderhead hiding in the corner there. So I was walking the trail and head back and just hang out by the park. I just don't trust people walking along the highway. Knuckleheads on their cell phones. Distracted driving. Yeah, a lot of those lakes like that are, I mean, and they're definitely not as deep. I know like the ones around my dad's in southern Missouri are just lots of little arms on them, if you will. going up little creek areas or little draws, hollers, whatever you want to call them, depending on where you're from. Hartwell. Some little wildlife for you all. So if you have a small animal phobia, turn away for a few minutes. Okay, that might be why I've heard of Hartwell. Squirrels look like they're just eating all they can right now. Yeah, the other one was pretty chunky. You are right. I'm guessing this one is this year's litter. Pretty small. You probably can't tell, but he's eating, looks like a pine nut. I don't know if they'd be considered gray squirrels. They're not the true gray squirrels. These are more like little ground squirrels, brown ground squirrels. There's all these little burrows and stuff around. I forgot I was zoomed in, sorry. Because the true gray squirrels we have have a lot bushier tail, and I mean they're gray. They're gray as can be. But you can see all the acorns, excuse me, all the pine cones on the ground. So all those pine nuts have fallen out of the trees. Yeah, getting ready for winter. See the mess these ground squirrels make. Just a little bit of red in that maple there. Not sure what that is exactly. Beautiful little red berries in that one. The color on them is gorgeous. I don't know if I'd make punch with those since I don't know what they are. It's funny because the leaf is almost like a crabapple leaf, but it's not. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. I think they're too small to be choke cherries, so I'm not sure what that is exactly. The dog. Yeah. I will eat a lot of things that I gather in the woods, but I need to know what they are first. Although I could probably identify that pretty quickly. I did miss mushroom forage season this spring. The snow, the Came late, kind of screwed that up. Let me just sit back here, just enjoy the lake views. There's a squirrel right here, but I scared it up on accident. I have a little Twitch famous. Yeah. I wouldn't call myself Twitch famous to start with. A little squirrel here. Another chunky one. Pretty fur though. Yeah, they look at me like, who? So I don't have any free buddy, but I'm gonna grab this cigarette butt. Oh, he thought I was feeding him. Pick up that cigarette butt on the ground so I can throw it in the waste. Yeah, I'm sure that they probably just get sat here and get fed all day long. People coming out here to the park and just giving them whatever. You like some pineapple passion fruit, buddy? Here, we'll give you some of this if you like. So I have organic fruit bars I get. Very friendly. Took that like nothing. See if he likes it, he'll come back. Oh, he wants more. Little beggar. Created a monster. Very fearless. Sorry, buddy, it's all gone. I was petting him under the table. Truck's right there. Let me walk to the truck real quick. Eat my sandwich at the table. The naming on that clip is funny. Dog. Okay, appreciate that hook. I've still never done a story or any of those kind of things, so me set you up here for a second. And then grab my sandwich. Head back over there. Sure, with real, witness the magic, yeah. I'm sure with real food, that squirrel's gonna be crazy. But this is where you get the, those that were at the beginning of the street. They have the office on the other side there for the kayaks. They pull up the trailer, you haul them down. This, and under the walkway, launch your kayak or canoe. They trip and die on these pine cones. They do have very nice, clean public restrooms, water fountain, and water bottle refill stations. Oh, how are you? That's all right. What the hi? Hey, Ohio. Good to see you, buddy. So I walked over and got a sandwich out the truck. So location 2 was Heavenly Village. Heavenly Village, South Lake Tahoe. Try to stream from Genoa, Nevada, which is on the other side of, very bottom of those mountains on the other side, up against the valley and comes up. But Genoa is the oldest settlement in Nevada, established in 1851, but there's no service here, which is not good for, not conducive for streaming. 2 seconds with the sandwich out, and the meat bees are already here. Lovely. Of course, the squirrel can see I'm eating. Sorry, I just got to eat while I have an opportunity. Figure this might as well since I'm sitting here. I don't think it's going to show up. There's a rainbow right in there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it come through on camera. Hopefully everybody's having a great day today. And if you're lurking and not following, appreciate a follow. Help the channel grow. Beautiful dogs down there. Like I said, on my actual affiliate anniversary is October 9th. I'll figure out what date I'm going to stream around that point. But if I get to the 50 subs, new subs from today to then, which we got quite a few this morning. I'll have to look and see how many that we got. But I think we were in the 20s today. But I'll have chat pick my pizza flavors, my pizza toppings. That stream. And pineapple is on the table. Anything's on the table except mint. Well, obviously mint's not a typical pizza topping. Although I'm curious to see what kind of crazy toppings to come up with. Probably someone will probably say anchovies. Which is fine, I can deal with that. Yeah, Ohio. I have eaten them before on Caesar salads and stuff, so I think I had them on pizza once, maybe twice. People buy pizzas. A lot of places, that's actually still maybe because it's one of the traditional toppings, but it's still an extremely popular topping, which surprises me. I know in certain areas of the country. There's a boat out there going on a dinner cruise. Let's see it or not. Let's see. Sorry, zoom that so fast. They do sunset dinner cruises. Pizza place I go to, they do have a chicken, the white sauce pizza. I can't remember what they call it, but it's got chicken on it. Artichoke hearts, chicken, white sauce, onions, I think, green onions, maybe red bell pepper. I don't remember what's on it, but I've tried it. My stepdad likes that pizza, so I've got it a couple times. It's not bad. Just want the Italian meats more than anything. Chicken bacon ranch pizza. I'm not a big ranch fan. I mean, I would try it. I'll try anything once. Ranch doesn't do anything for it. The only thing I use ranch for is one thing and one thing only, and that's actually fried zucchini. I just never use it. Yeah, well, I think it lives in there. There's a hole in the rock. So right behind it here, you see that shadow there? There's a hole in there. Hi, Dad. Good to see you, buddy. I'm actually eating part of my lunch. Sandwich I got earlier. on since I got, well, for a while now. Oh, now the squirrels eat leaves off that plant. I actually don't use either one, Ohio, but yes, I would be. But I typically don't use anything for buffalo wings. I do like buffalo wings a little hot as you can freaking make. I don't dip, short of like chips inside dipping them in salsa, I really don't dip things in sauces. Squirrel. It's not something I would normally do. Is it part of my lunch? What I just gave him? I gave him a chip. Because at the deli, at that store I go to, it's cheaper to buy. Because I was going to get an iced tea with it. You could get the chips actually for free if you in a combo, I guess. So, which I never eat chips, so I get a bag of chips and last me. I usually throw them out because they go stale. There you can see it now. Much brighter. Leave it on that view for a second. Oops, didn't mean to spin it so fast. Hopefully everybody's had a great day today. Sandwich stuff doesn't blow away on accident. Yeah, thank you for indulging me, letting me get a chance to eat something. I haven't had a chance to really do much today, except for like I said, take a few bites of the sandwich, so it was actually kind of nice. I still have half it left. I'm planning, I think, a stream on Saturday. I don't know the time exactly yet, but enjoy your lurk, buddy. Thanks for coming in, Ohio. I think I'm going to go to Sutter's Fort in Sacramento. So supposedly they have a blacksmithing demonstration this Saturday, if I read it right. And I was just talking about blacksmithing actually on Sunday's stream at the mine. So I need to find out more, but that in Sacramento like that, it should have plenty of cell service. If for some reason it doesn't, I'll just video the whole thing and post it. Or save it and show it on air when I get my PC set up to stream from. Sucker for puppies. But Sutter's Fort, so John Sutter is a massive landowner at one time, but so Sutter Creek is named after him, and Sutter's Mill, the coal discovery site in California. So obviously a big name, California, California's early history. Puppy's cute. So for some reason you're just joining, we are in South Lake Tahoe at a park. Just sitting here enjoying the view of the lake. It's gorgeous temperatures. And I've been doing 3 streams today. This is the last of the 3. I don't think I'll have any other ones today. Just as a thank you for everybody for being, this is my 1 year. Today is actually the 1 year from the first day, or excuse me, 1 year from my first stream ever on Twitch. So, which was in Roatan, Honduras. A little spur of the moment, unplanned stream. I just wanted to take everybody around and show them some things, and as a thank you. Thanks, brother. Oh, we got puppies, we got dogs walking around, we got rainbows in the lake. I mean, what more could you want? Oh, and the chunky friendly squirrels. This morning on the first stream we got to level 5 hype train, which was kind of cool, so broke the record, which was very unexpected and appreciated. There was still snow on the hills from the snow. It was a dusting of snow last night. Actually we got a couple days of it here up here in the high elevation. There's still some hanging around. I don't know. I was thinking about that. You're never late, Sue. Welcome in. Still got a ways to go. It's 6 o'clock. I mean, we have over an hour, like an hour till sunset. I don't know what the official time is. saying it's getting about sunset time, around 7 o'clock. I would need to be down, get back down there, and see it because it'd be behind the trees. I think I started to say it earlier, and I started streaming. I think got sidetracked. When Ava was 2, the water level's way out there. I gotcha. So that's still 66 minutes. But the water level is way out there because, you know, after several years of drought, and this was like a big mud flat here. But I have a picture of her at the sunset. Sun, based on the time of year I was at, the sun was actually over here. Because obviously we're closer to winter, we get farther south and starts coming. Got some amazing pictures of her that I had taken. They're out there walking around, picking up rocks, picking up pine cones, doing all the different stuff she was doing. But with just a phenomenal sunset in the background and the reflection on the water. We'll see, Jeff. We'll see. So I'm about an hour and a half, I think, from home. This side of the lake. Rainbow's starting to teeter out a little bit. I can still see it. My naked eye. It looks like you can barely see it against the dark strip of the mountain there. But Saturday's stream should be fun if I get down to Sutter's Fort. I have not been there in years. Obviously, it's a state historical park, but there's just a lot of exhibits, kind of set up like museum type thing. And especially if they do have blacksmith demonstrations, like they're saying that I think I saw. Like I said, I'll double check all that. But regardless, I think it might be fun to go down there anyways. Something different. I do have an interest in history, so it'd be good to kind of recap some of that, fresh from memory.
He likes the lake. Boy.
Gorgeous out here. Just so relaxing. Just sitting here. And there was a small trail because here I did walk down that earlier, start of the stream. And we're out there where that man is on the dock. I was on that dock earlier. The other dock you can't actually get to. There's a little wall that keeps you from going over to it. So maybe a private dock. Some geese flying over the water. You can see on camera. Going right over the boats right now.
I love you guys. I'm gonna get him some water. I love you guys. Murphy, say bye.
So usually you take a small boat, you know, they would call it dinghy or whatever, and you take that to get out there to the boat. It's pretty common practice, you can see even there.
Good boy. How about a little more?
That's pretty common practice. You just moor your boats out and then just take another something. So ducks. So you can see, let me see if I can show it up here. Right there, I call that area Round Hill. Then over there on the corner there is Zephyr Cove, over that side of there. Some more ducks. And where I did the last year, where the chopper command came in, that's down this way about 10 miles maybe? Maybe not that far. 7 miles, 8 miles. That's where that is, over at Taylor Creek. Sun behind a cloud. Let me stick my bag here that the sandwich was in my backpack. Just worried about things blowing out. It really is, Sue. It's gorgeous. Yeah, they are, and I'll walk down there again. Since all of you weren't here when I did it before. So let me make sure the lid's on this iced tea. Get it back in my pocket. Actually, 1 second. So these stairs are kind of cool. So all this masonry work here they did. So you have stairs, you have like this, stairs, stairs. But so basically people can sit there. They do have a 4th of July, there's a big fireworks show over the lake. A lot of people come here and watch. It's almost like an amphitheater. And it's the same thing on the other side of there, where those other stairs are, and then in the front here. Go down, take a look at the ducks. Yeah, amphitheater. That's the way it's set up. Like amphitheater seating. Just a bunch of juvenile mallards. I say juvenile, they're this year's birds. Oh God, can you imagine how poor they are? Especially with the wind and everything else. Not me, I'm not a wolf. I don't know who it is. Oh, yeah. My grandparents used to go there a lot on my dad's side. And I've seen pictures of that, actually. I have not been myself. And you can't see it in the water, but there is right about here, it's probably 500 minnows. You want me to yell at the clouds, Jeff? Rain! Rain, dang it, rain! Just not on me. Welcome back, Aaron. I will if they start pouring down on me. They were taking pictures there. The guy was jumping and she was taking his photo. How big is the lake? I don't remember off the top of my head the numbers. But it's massive. I don't know, it's one of the bigger lakes. Oh, I missed that, JF. Good going, JF. Good going, buddy. It's gorgeous with the sun behind the clouds and the rays coming through. Do you want a picture?
Thank you.
Let me set you down so I can take a picture. Hold on, guys. Shadowed. Yeah. Pull your hat up. Just put the really dark. It's kind of dark.
It's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably rocking pretty good for you guys with just sitting on the, I mean, 'cause I can feel it, the waves come in. Yeah, what they don't know is I was actually taking pictures of myself. I flipped it around so it was front facing, it was getting them photos of me. The little house things. Looks like that might be a little apartment or something like that. See a pool and they all look the same. I know it's not a hotel. Maybe it was at one time a hotel. I think it's apartments. I won't say I never cuss because I do, but not too often. It's got to be a good reason for me to drop an F-bomb or something. Hopefully the gimbal's keeping you guys from getting too motion sick here with the... So I'm definitely using my sea legs on this boat dock. This is gorgeous. talking about, Aaron. I've never had that happen in my life. That's right. You all know me better than that. So. Feisty mood. That's all right, buddy. Yeah, I've never ever had that happen in my life. What I did do one time, which was like, I don't know if I could ever do it again in my life if I tried. I could probably do it a million times and not do it again. Is I usually wet my fishing line. Just stick it in my mouth real quick to wet my fishing line when I'm tying fishing knots. And somehow I got one of them around one of the taste buds on my tongue when I was doing it. I was pulling it tight, and you want to talk about hurting. And the only way to fix it was to yank the line tight and just break the, cut through it. It hurt like hell. Yeah, I don't want to go home either. It's just too relaxing. Yeah, it hurt, Aaron. It was just real. Like I said, I don't know if you can do it ever again. And just the line went just perfectly in there when I was tying the knot. Like I said, I always wet the knots when I'm tying them. Beautiful sky. Contrary to what a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't like clouds in the sky, but I sure as heck do, especially for my sunrises. It makes all the difference in the morning when the sun has clouds to play with, colors. Yeah, but Aaron, there's a lot of people that hate when there's clouds for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, even if it was a green field, I mean, this is just gorgeous right now, especially that. Yeah, Photoshop everything out. That's right, I've been on this lake enough. There's a lot of really, really cool coves and areas to go to. So all the really pretty stuff is that direction and that direction, or it's just gorgeous because there's a lot of boulders in the water, and so it just creates just jaw-dropping, stunning photos. It is bland. And you know what a perfectly clear sky means? It's either bitter cold or it's hot. At least in my opinion. But I love clouds. Yeah, speaking of that, I think October 12th is the next comet. If I recall, I can't get to the information right now, but I have it saved on my phone. But I'm going to try to get up to the high elevation where I took my daughter to see Neowise a few years ago. Actually near Kirkwood, where I was earlier this morning for the stream. Because there's absolutely zero, there's a spot I go to, there's absolutely zero light pollution. And you can actually see the sky the way the sky should look. But it's supposed to be visible by eye, and I will be using not in our lifetime, Sue, I don't think, but I guess it's possible. Binoculars, sorry. But there, okay, so There's the steamboat, if you can see it from here. So right there, in the distance, that's a steamboat, the paddle boat, and it goes out for dinner cruises. Yeah, they are north, south, east, west. And some of people, well, need someone who's going to be subbed a whole year that's not a founder is going to be kind of hard. But it's a full compass at a year, so it changes. I don't have anything set up beyond that yet because I didn't have a need to. But like I said, even then, I think it's gonna be a long time before I see somebody that has a 1 year, even with a compass, just like I said, because the founders are just now hitting 12 months since we're coming up to my 12th month on, or full year on the 9th of October. Yeah, sometimes that it's a mixed blessing, Smarticus. It really is, because there's some channels. I hear the ducks over there. Some channels, I like their badges, and I got founders badges, so I can't see them. No, that's one thing California does have, is a lot of mountains. Like I said, I know I said this on stream before. California, a lot of people just think it's all, So Ohio, there's a little. So remember the little dinghy thing I was talking to you about? Right there. So you can get out to the boats. Yeah, I see once in a while I'll see one. I saw one. Oh, I subbed Michu recently. I don't know, a couple months back, just so his founder's badge would appear again. Yeah, so they take the little dinghy out to the boat, and then once you have your boat, you take 2 people in the dinghy. I guess you could take 1. Get your boat, and then bring your boat over to the dock. People can load up, and you can tow the dinghy behind the boat, I guess. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Poke. Like I said, there's just a few channels that it would be nice to have that have some cool badges that you'll never see, because it's got the founder's badge. No worries, brother. It basically is it's an inland ocean, freshwater inland ocean. All the Great Lakes are. Aaron, did you call JF's wife and tell her that you were mad that he timed you out 10 seconds? Yeah, but jokes are always great. I'll check that out later, Sue. I didn't hear anything about that, but I haven't been reading any science type stuff in a while. Like I said, there's where you bring your stuff down. No, he is pretty good. I can throw the puns out once you get on the right topic. I'm pretty good at stuff, but like I think the bees one is one that Frank, I think that's the one where he was joking about banning me because I went off on the bees, but having bees, I know a lot of them, so. Just sit down again and enjoy the. My problem is that just melt. The sun is behind the clouds there, or behind the trees. So maybe I won't sit down yet. I will in a minute, Sue. I wish there was a chair on the end of that dock. It'd be perfect for watching the sun behind the mountains there. Just not quite the right angle for here. Ducks are feeding. No, I have plenty. Oh yeah, it snows a lot here, Sue. Snow removal is a big problem here too, because there's only so much place to put them, especially after the big storms. You get 3 or 4 feet, so where do you put it all? Or more, 5 feet, 6 feet from one storm. Definitely see that. Rain in there. No, it just, I mean, we're in the crest of the Sierra. I mean, technically the crest of the Sierras is over here, but top of the Sierras, all the winter storms, you just get a lot of snow. We get lots of snow in California, a lot more than people think. Hello, big dog. Lake effect in Cleveland. I've never been to Ohio yet. It's one of the few. I should say one of the few. I think about one of the 13 to 15 states I think I need left. I know I need Michigan, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio. I pretty much jump to New England at that point. 13, 16. So I need 17 states to see them all. Were you asking me, Aaron, how tall I am? I'm just slightly under 6'1". You're welcome, Sue. I'm happy to walk. Yeah, I don't know. I basically hold it straight out in front of me. I mean, my elbows are at my side, but they're just straight out from me, Aaron. Well, it's good they treat you well, Hoke. It's always nice. Taps, are we going to fold the flag, lower the flag and fold it? Another dog. Yeah, my daughter, some of you may have heard, but my daughter bought herself a simple guitar recently, electric guitar. But we're on the waiting list for the lessons. It's supposed to free up soon. Yes, Sue, there's a ton of houses around the lake, and they are expensive houses. Like, I don't think you could find even a junk house for under $1 million in house around the lake that are on the lake. Most of them are in the, tens, 20s, $1 million. All the big money people have houses here. Yeah, she plays the flute, Aaron, so I don't know if you knew that. Ford won what, a guitar? No, but I am going to work on, once I get this job situation kind of figured out. I had a little bit better news yesterday from one of my old bosses. But and you may not have known, Aaron, I don't know if I told you she played the flute. And then I'll get a piano and start getting some lessons. Nothing fancy, but just maybe Yamaha like Jeff has or something, just something simple that, it's not cheap, but not exorbitant. Obviously, I'm not going to get a Montage or Phantom or anything like that. Make sure it's something that I'm really into and get good at, then you can expand from there. You don't need a Montage. Maybe someday. Hey buddy, how you doing? So Makaj, it's funny you say that because earlier my first stream, one of 3 streams, or my third of the 3 streams today, 3 different locations. The first stream was at Kirkwood Ski Resort, and there was some snow there from the dusting of snow last night, still up on the hill. There was actually some snow there still from glacier snow from last year, stuff that never melts, and below one of the cornices. But there was snow. Well, this is just my phone, Ohio. Pro streamer. Yeah. I do need to get. Yeah, I wanted to do, since it's the 1 year anniversary of my first stream. Just kind of wanted to go hit a bunch of different places and share some spots with the people. Some places they may not get a chance to see. So it's kind of cool. Sniper. Holy heck, snipers, no sniping. It's good to see you, my friend. And so, like that first stop, like I said, there was still, actually on the way up, there was a few spots where there was quite a bit of snow on the ground in some of the shady spots. And then by the time, thank you, Sniper, appreciate it. And like I said, there was on the shady side of the hills at the ski resort, there was still some snow, some dusting. You can still see some of that. But I think it's the 3rd snow this week that they've had. It's all been dusting. But as I was driving after I left that, went through some spots just past that, you could look up a bunch of the spots and see the glacier snow that never melts. How are you today, Sniper? Mockage, how you guys doing? So we're sitting here at the south shore of Lake Tahoe. Did you make it at home and then bring it with you, Aaron? Is that what you did, and just heat it up, or what? I know you're at work, unless you brought your quesadilla maker with you to work. Yeah? Okay. No, quesadillas are good. I'll make them every now and then. Back home with a good internet, that's good. So how was the ranch sitting? I am, Sniper. I was, the site number 2, I was actually over right on the border on state line. You didn't invent quesadillas, Aaron. But you sure make a dent in consumption. You're upping the quota for the rest of the country. But I did walk over into the Nevada side. So actually, my stream number 2 I was gonna do was Genoa, Genoa, Golf Echo November Oscar Alpha, Nevada. That's the oldest settlement in the state of Nevada. It was settled in 1851. Yeah, I still have my last stream from Sunday to put up, download and upload. Upload to YouTube, and then I'll have the 3 today to do. So I'll try to do them the next few days. I doubt it'll be, we'll see. I don't want to get too far behind. And then, I mean, you can always watch it on Twitch, obviously. And then on, if I stream from Sutter Fort on Saturday, like I'm planning, that will be another VOD to catch up on. Yeah, having bad internet always sucks. So I'm glad you have good, stable internet at home. Yeah, I bet it was good for the soul. It's always good to be just away and be able to recharge a little bit. Yeah, this is actually, there was a stream I did. I was at this exact same location I'm at right now last year when the other spot did not work. Where I was trying to catch the fall salmon run, the kokanee salmon, because there was not enough signal. Now, I did not have the Prism app then, so it might actually work. I'm still on it, and I've learned a lot since then, so I may check it out again and see if I can make that work. But I actually came over to this spot and did a stream, and then stopped, and then went over to Heavenly Village, where I did. So it's kind of this follow-up, kind of flip the two. today, the Heavenly Village, and then this one. Good night, Aaron. Thank you very much for hanging out, buddy. I appreciate it. And those of you that aren't, for some reason, following Aaron, make sure you give him a follow. Wonderful, wonderful pianist. Just a good young man. What's that say? Well, that's weird. So on my Prism app, Gravy, I was trying to, it said something funny in front of your name. I was like, what the heck does that say? So I had to scroll back up and see, but it says, because there's no, on the Prism app, it's just completely different, but it says, subscriber hype train, and it says luxurious gravy. It's kind of weird. And then it's caught my attention. All right, sorry about that. I didn't, with this screen, that's one thing I can't see is the battery life on this thing, and I didn't minimize it to check it. But I did have I should have known better. I've got the backup battery power right here. Yeah, Heidi. I think it might have actually not truly broke it, because it looks like it kept all 15 viewers with it, so which is good. So I think I was able to get it back on quick enough. Good thing I was watching. All of a sudden the screen went black. I was like, uh-oh, I know what that means. But I carry a bunch of big backup batteries. I actually have a couple of those that I carry with me. Huh. Oh, Prime Live Studio. The clouds in there are just gorgeous. Yeah, Tahoe is massive. I don't remember the size of it in square miles and all stuff like that, but it's pretty damn big. 191 square miles. Thank you, Sue. So not right here where I'm at, because I don't think it snowed right here, it rained right here, but in the hills there's snow that's never melted from last year, but there's some spots where snow just never melts, glacial areas. But there was It might have melted, that dusting today that was up there. It was still there. But we'll see. Well, I didn't realize it between stream number 1 and 2. Excuse me. Yeah, 1 and 2. I thought I had plugged it in. It wasn't plugged in all the way, so I had to use. So it started off the stream not as a full charge. So that was my mistake. I did not catch that it didn't plug in all the way. But what's a stream if there's not a tech issue? At least this one was a simple one and not a signal issue. Able to be remedied really fast. So I'll just, if it did break it in the VODs, I'll just stitch the two together and like it didn't happen. Yeah, so in June, I was on a fishing trip. Oh, that sucks, Ohio. I actually did a fishing trip on the lake and caught some lake trout. That I streamed that. I streamed that one too. So that's actually the VOD is up for that. But I think I caught 4 fish, if I recall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was four lake trout I caught. Yeah, so that's what. So this is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it uses the USB-C, little tiny one, which everything else I have doesn't. So which is, I've got a lot of old cables, but even the other backup phone I have here, it uses the old style. But the wind has really died down now. It's getting a little calmer on the lake than it was. But they've got the lake trout in here. They have brown trout, some rainbow trout. There's kokanee salmon in here. I'm sure there's maybe a couple other species. I know there's a lot of bait fish species. It's just very relaxing. Sorry I don't have a good view of the sunset. That's pretty. And this kind of reminds me of the Lake Pardee stream I did in this early, was that about February maybe? I don't think it was March, I think it was February. That was a fun stream. It was really pretty. Especially having the bald eagles flying around, seeing the deer on stream. Just absolutely gorgeous. The lake was like glass. And if you're not on the Discord, join the Discord. We do have movie nights, movie nights and movie days. Kokanee salmon is a landlocked. I don't remember. Let me look it up here. One second, I'm using my other phone to look here. I can never remember what they're called. What they were. Kokanee salmon. Yeah, so they're non-migratory sockeye. So they're introduced to this lake. Oh, there is cutthroat. There are some rare cutthroats in here, but they don't get very big, so they don't have think the world record kokanee is like 5 pounds or something like that. I mean, that's not very big fish. That'd be a big kokanee. I don't know what part of it is the deepest itself, but it is a damn deep lake. I don't know if Sue still has her stuff in front of her, but it's, let me see here. Is Lake Tahoe. So the deepest part of the lake is 1,644 feet. 1,644 feet deep. So definitely a deep lake. Yeah, it's very deep. I know we were fishing for the lake trout. We were fishing, the first trip I was on, I think we fished as deep as 300 feet. This last trip, I think we were in the 200-foot range as far as depth. Third deepest lake in North America. Okay. I knew it was something like that. I couldn't remember all this stats. Anyway, what I was starting to say, Crater Lake in Oregon and Great Slave up in Canada. Gotcha. What I was starting to say about the movies. So I've been doing movies 2 times a week in the Discord. Let's see. It's been Wednesdays for North American friendly times, and has been Saturdays. I did move it to Sunday, middle of the day for European friendly time frames. I watched various things so far. We've seen Up. We've seen Inside Out. We're going through the Hobbits movies, and we have been doing the Hobbits every other week and sticking a movie in between there. And when the Hobbits are done, we'll go into Lord of the Rings and have a little spot on there for voting. You went on a journey to ID Pacific salmon, but all the fish shops cut their tail and heads off. Yeah, the heads make a big difference on telling some of the salmon species. A big difference. Then out of Monterey Bay, I've gone and done some salmon fishing out there as well. When salmon season opens. You hate hobbits? We have a good time and a great community in there. I mean, really just a really good caring group of people. Just amazing community. I was waiting for someone to throw one of Bilbo's emotes in there. We got 2 of them. Yeah, like, see, that's an example. We were talking about the founder's badges hoke. I could go for a ring, like Bilbo's rings that she has. Those are kind of cool that she has for her. Sub badge. I missed a whole week of them with stinking meetings here recently. I was able to catch one hole one the other day, and then I was in a park in and out of one of her last stream. Was it yesterday? I don't remember. Maybe it was yesterday. Oh yeah, that depth. So you said it was 52 times the surface area, I think you said, or whatever, but not, I mean, that's really not that big of a difference in less than a fourth in volume. Yeah, so definitely tells you the depth makes a difference. It is kind of crazy to think about that. Huh. That one looks like a face cloud. Looks like somebody looking back at us. Whoops, sorry. Forget I gotta move it. When I'm on Zoom, I gotta move it slower than I do otherwise because it moves a lot faster. Yeah, almost like a Jack Skellington or something like that from Nightmare Before Christmas kind of a face. It's hard to tell too what the cameras capture compared to, you know, they never capture the same as your eyes. You know, there's some people down here. You got people down there. People up here. So exactly, people come out and just kind of relaxing. I've been a crazy amount of people walking dogs, which is awesome. Yeah, sockeye salmon. I like sockeye salmon. They're one of my favorite salmon to eat. Yeah. Well, they do. They are very, very popular to catch here too. So, like in the middle of summer, they will, or about July, they start switching from the lake trout to trolling for the sockeye, or excuse me, the kokanee. But they are very good eating. Once they start spawning, just like some of the other ones, are kind of garbage, but they get nasty really quick. Yeah, a buddy of mine from Monterey, Toro Park, he went up, it's been a while now, maybe 10 years, at least it's been longer than 10 years, maybe 15 years ago. He would go up, he bought a boat, the whole little deal, and you know, and all the stuff, had his captain's license and commercial license and everything like that, but he was up and they were fishing. I can't remember where they were fishing exactly in the ocean, but you know, with the nets for the fish going into up the river, and salmon fishing. And he did that for 3 years, 4 years, then finally sold that to somebody because he was in sometime after 2008, because he does like tile and stonemason type stuff, mostly inside house stuff, and he was really struggling with the economy. Yeah, up in Alaska. So he would go up there for like 3 months or whatever, fish whatever it was for different species, and then come back. Just did that. Boat stayed up there, all that kind of stuff, and it's escaping me where he was and what river system it was, what bay that he was fishing in. But he made some pretty damn good money doing it for someone who had no idea what he was doing. But of course, he hired people that knew what they were doing. Yeah, I could see that. All the fishermen here. But that kind of sustained him for several years when the whole housing thing and people stopped spending any money when everything kind of crashed after 2008. He had mouths to feed and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if it was Bristol Bay or not. I just don't recall because it's been so long since he's talked about it. We talked about it, so I've slept a few days since then. I've had a few storms and stuff. Yeah, Toro Park's a nice area. I've got 3 friends that live there. Prince William Sound. Okay. It's just gorgeous out here right now. I wish I was in better view for the sunset, but actually I don't know if I can see it anyways because there's actually a big thunderhead. That big thunderhead's kind of in the way there. So I might actually get to see some lightning on the way home, if possible. So official sunset time, if we go by what JF said earlier, is 3 minutes from now. But we'll give about 5 more minutes, and I'll kind of wrap things up. I do need to get home, and 3:30 does come pretty early in the morning. Yeah, I get up at 3:30. I'm usually on the road either by, depending on where I'm going, which office I'm working at. I'm between 4:30 to 5:30. I'm on the road. Kind of depends on where I'm going. But I don't like to get up and be rushed. So I bought a giant sandwich earlier, and I actually, the first part of this stream, this third stream, I sat here and ate some of the sandwich. We normally start at 6 o'clock anyways, on every day. So there's some days we start earlier. There's things going on. But general rule of thumb is 6 o'clock start time for us. Yeah, I did. I definitely ate some. I was like, you know what? I'm sitting here, so I actually walked back to the truck, got my sandwich, grabbed my tea, came back here and sat and ate some of it while Chat was looking at the lake. Actually, there was a squirrel here who's since retired now, gone to bed. But big little chunky squirrel that I actually hand fed a couple times too. Actually, was able to pet it. Very friendly. Used to getting fed from people, I guess. So let me just start. I'm just gonna start looking here just so you can see who's even on today. So I don't know. Oops. I'm looking here just to see who potential raid targets might be. 6:30 in the morning. Holy smokes! I've been up for hours by then. But everybody's different. I know that because I know. You're always in. When I see you in Colleen's, you're always there a lot later than I ever make it. Yeah. So Sue, you were saying earlier that would work, Ohio. That really would. So the guy we rated earlier on the second stream, I actually followed him because of you. You know, and I've since then I've actually watched quite a few of his streams, the fishermen. That was because I remember you telling me, you said, "Oh, I got a sword." Yeah, because I know he basically mods everybody. But he's actually one of the original IRL streamers for Twitch. Not for Twitch, on Twitch, I should say. Been around a long time. He's one of the legends. I've done a little bit of reading about him after you talked about him. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. 'Cause he's a little, if cursing offends you, definitely not the guy to watch. But I enjoyed. I'll try and watch him for a while here and there. It's always kind of fun. I don't know. I can't see Discord obviously on this phone while I'm streaming too, but if any of you guys have some raid suggestions, that's fine. Appreciate it, because there's. Yeah, I feel even on the weekends I have a hard time sleeping in, so I rarely make it to like 6:30 sleeping in. That would be an extreme for me, is like 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Usually, even on the weekends, I wake up by 5 at the latest. Like I said, unless I'm exhausted and was up super late, I usually get about 5 hours of sleep a night or so. Is all I usually just kind of wake up. But there are some times where I'm watching streams, weekday streams. I try not to do it too often because I know I get up early. But like for example, Marcelo's stream on Friday night sometimes kills me because it's he's gotten a few of them till 1 o'clock my time in the morning, and I'm just whooped the next morning because I still usually get about 5. Like I said, even then 6 o'clock doesn't happen too often. No, I usually go to bed. So usually 10. Early for me is probably 10 o'clock at night. Usually about 11 o'clock on weekdays, Ohio. Somewhere in that range. Like I said, I usually don't always get 5 hours, but pretty close to it. I try to keep it right about 5 hours. So usually about 10 o'clock, I'm kind of hitting the wall. Yes, Sniper. I just can't help. I've been like that for many years now. It's just about 5 hours is all I sleep. It's kind of rough sometimes. Like I said, don't get me wrong. If I've done something crazy the day before, physically exhausting, I can sleep longer sometimes. Or sick, I can definitely sleep longer. After getting my butt kicked for weeks and weeks and weeks for storms for work, I can definitely sleep longer. Yeah, when I had COVID in 2021, I was sleeping about 17 hours a day. It was crazy. So there's ducks there, so you might have been seeing the buoys, but there's our ducks right there. Some mallards. A lot of ducks been flying around the lake, of course, and quite a few geese flying. And these aren't even the migratory birds yet. These are just locals. OSMR.
What? Yeah? I'll fly back down and then back up.
Like I said, if you guys have some ideas for raid recs, throw them in chat. I got a big list on, and I'm not necessarily partial. I mean, there's nobody that says I have to go to any of them. None of my IRL streamer. Well, Shook is on, but I already rated him once today. I don't want to rate him a second time. Andy, hello. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, so you got a lot of sleep, Sue. I could never sleep 9 hours ever. You only have wildlife cams. Yeah, there's no Colleen on or anybody. A lot of the normals are not on because of TwitchCon, I think. And some of, let me see. I'm Nude Baroque's on, Melissa Lamb's on, Existence 130, Robinson Burley, Crafty Rhea is on, Corey Clark. Shiopon Drum Mask. Shook is on. I'm not gonna raid California Burbs. Let's see, Scat is on. Raven. Ideally, I'd like to go somewhere where maybe I could pick up a few follows. So, I didn't see him on my. Maybe I'm not. Every once in a while, I lose some of the followers. Yeah, it just part of that's I think our work life too, Hope. But yeah, I'm usually happy when I get 5 hours sleep. Yeah, I know Rafi. I know who Rafi is. I could have sworn I was following him, but it does not show him in my follow list. But every once in a while, I lose somebody. People that I follow, they drop off for some reason. Every once in a blue moon, I'll find that, and I don't know why that is. You need more than 6 or you're slow, Andy? Yeah, it's, I don't know, when I was young, I'd sleep about 6 or 7 hours. And even my mom said when I was really, really little, I would not, my sister could sleep 16 hours, and I would sleep like 6. No, there's no limit. You could follow 2,000 people, and it won't kick you. That could be Ohio. It's hard to say because I can't get into everybody all the time. But every once in a while, I'll find somebody that is gone. Yeah, Andy, she can sleep. She can still sleep to this day like that. She's 1 year younger than myself, basically. And she's always been able to sleep like that. But I don't know, since about definitely high school, I was a 5 hour person. But I think even before that, I was the 5 hours, probably junior high time. It is, Ohio. It's so hard. And what I find it harder too to visit some of the streamers that I used to is when you're modding, you kind of sometimes, I don't want to say stuck, because that sounds bad, but you don't get a chance to bounce around like you normally would. But I still will always have, like if I'm on the PC, I'll have multiple things up sometimes too. Should look into an ASMR stream just for the waves. No, I think that I don't think a streamer can unfollow you. They can ban you. But who knows? Oops, I missed something. Oh, no, I have. So I got you. So I do. So Teeny Heels, sometimes I'll go into her stream and I get wound down real quick, but it still doesn't matter. It's not a. And I generally don't wake up tired or anything. It's just what it is. Like Music is Code is one I go into a lot to just really decompress, and I decompress fast. I know Sorrowfade and I have been many Music is Code streams in the past and just kind of like doze off during stream. Jade is doing music now. Jade who? Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. Duh, Teeny. Yes, she did her guitar stream the other night. Sorry, I'm a little slow. Sorry, I was thinking of somebody else. Yeah. Oh, music is code. You talking about Ohio? Yeah, music is code is always Dan's been a good friend of, you know, he and I've got talked to each other a lot over the last couple of years, and of course I worked with him in getting involvement for the Frank Tedesco video last year. Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't been in Mandy's since I was in Mandy's on Saturday night, which I think you were not there. I think you were, because of your peak of your sickness, I think. At least I didn't see you when I was there. And then, so I got the first song request in, and I think I watched, was she at the airport on Monday? I think I watched a little bit of that. And then I did not catch her yesterday. What was I doing yesterday? Oh, I had movie night. Duh. So I was in Marcelo's and I got off for movie night in my Discord. Yeah, I'm just refreshing to see if anybody else came on. Like I said, a lot of them are different. Oh, nice. That's really cool. Yeah, I've always, since I first found Mandy a long time ago, I've liked her. It's not always in and out there, and I know some of you guys are in there with me. I know Sniper, definitely, Spartacus, definitely are in her streams. And yeah, I saw that too, Sue. Which I was kind of, in back of my mind, I was kind of looking, and I was thinking maybe of who I have on, either maybe Scat or Rhea, Crafty Rhea, but one of the two. No, it's okay, Smart, because if you didn't have, like I said, I can't see in a Discord, but if, because a lot of the normal streamers aren't on. Well, that'd be cool on me too. That'd be good. Yeah. So I know. I think last year during TwitchCon, when I was homesick, I was watching. Obviously, I watched the JMO's performance, but I was watching a lot of different people. Poultry in Motion is an IRL streamer. He did a lot of stuff from there too, which is how I kind of found him through Chirp the Bird. Actually recommended him, and I do follow him a lot. I have rated him. I think we rated him the other day. And it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, ideally, I'd like to find someone who's got some. I mean, I'm going to be rating and running, obviously, because I still have a long drive home. But you know, where I might be able to pick up some followers. I'm open to anything. It doesn't really matter to me. You know, I was in Scat's stream on Sunday night. Was it Sunday night? Last Sunday? He was in my. You know what? Let's rate Scat, just because he did spend some time with me today, and I think this is his second stream, so he may not have had any really raids yet. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Muckage, but there's I was able to actually watch a lot of different things. A lot of people were streaming stuff from inside, so you'll see a lot of inside stuff in the after party, especially Saturday night after party stuff. A lot of that. Yeah, if you could do that, I appreciate it, buddy. And then, so if you guys would copy a raid call. Thanks again, I'm you too. Thank you everybody for being here. And we'll go ahead and raid over to Scat Cat, and Saribot will actually also put that in there in case you don't get dragged along for some reason. It'll take you over. But I want to thank each and every one of you. Let me flip this around. You can still see me. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been a fun day. I've had a great time, and you had the awesome level 5 hype train this morning, and just had a really good time spending time with you all today. And I want to thank each of you for supporting me, for coming each time, or when you can, even if it's 5 minutes or 1 minute or the whole stream. So I appreciate it. Thank the mods for being here. Always appreciate each of you. I think I've seen all of you today. Woody was tied up on that, but he may have been lurking, which is fine. But I appreciate all the mods I have. Appreciate all of you in chat, and I want to thank you again. And we'll put some raid calls in there. Just make sure you copy them. And it looks like Smarticus did that. And like I said, just let him know, Hoke, if you can, that I'm raiding and running, just because of I'll lurk, but I won't be able to chat because I need to get back and go. And no worries, Ohio. I'm glad to share it with you, with anybody. So, like I said, definitely appreciate each of you guys coming to the stream. It really is a treat to have you guys here. It's like as soon as you guys go, then I'll end the stream and go from there. So thanks again, and like I said, I'm planning on trying to stream from Sutter's Fort on Saturday. I'll try to get some more information, post that in Discord as to timing and scheduling, but that should be a really fun. Oops, I can't type. But anyhow, thank you all, and take care.